Hi, hope you all had a good Sunday. I'm just going to read the Gospel according to Mark chapter 5, at least most of it. It's what I'm reading with my son is the Gospel of Mark. We just got finished with Acts and now we're reading this. And I read that and just decided to read it again. Okay, so they came to the other side of the sea, into the region of Gerasenes. When he got out of the boat, immediately a man from the tombs with an unclean spirit met him. He lived among the tombs, and no one was able to bind him any more, not even with a chain, because he had often been bound with shackles and chains, and the chains had been torn apart by him, and the shackles broken in pieces. And no one was strong enough to subdue him. Constantly, night and day, he was screaming among the tombs and in the mountains, and cutting himself with stones. Seeing Jesus from a distance, he ran up and bowed down before him, and shouting with a loud voice, he said, "What business do you have with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I implore you, by God, do not torment me." For he had already been saying to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." So, I want to talk about that real quick. So, apparently, Jesus had been telling the demons to get out of that man. Had already been telling him, and it didn't do what Jesus said at first. So, I just kind of noted that it wasn't like right away, like they obeyed. And he was asking him, as in Jesus was asking the man with the demons, "What is your name?" And he said to him, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And he begged him, as in the demon-possessed man begged Jesus earnestly not to send them out into the region. So that's another thing that I thought about was, so the demons didn't want to be sent out into the region. A region is an area. So why? So is it a more of a suffering thing for a demon not to abide into something, not to have to hide into something, to possess something, to be in someone or something? So apparently that is so, other than just floating around or whatever. So that's, scary, because I know for a fact that people are possessed by demons, but apparently that's definitely their preference, is to be in something. So now there was a large herd of pigs feeding nearby on the mountain. And the demons begged him, saying, "Send us into the pigs, so that we may enter them." Jesus gave them permission. So that's another thing. For a demon to go into someone, there has to be consent. I'm listening to someone on YouTube, and you know what? Let's just not talk about that. Okay. So, it says, "Send us into the pigs so that we may enter them." Jesus gave them permission, the legion. And coming out, the unclean spirits entered the pigs, and the herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea. About 2,000 of them, and they were drowned in the sea. So Jesus didn't do the demons any favors. Like I guess he figured, the pigs were gonna jump over the cliff, right? He's not trying to help the demons out by being into pigs, but then again, they're just pigs. So the demons were sent out to the region anyway. because all the pigs jumped off the cliff, right? So they were sent off into the region. 2,000. So 2,000 pigs jumped off the cliff. So how many demons are in the group of Legion? I wonder. Because they were all in one person. And then they were sent out to 2,000 pigs. So they're more than 2,000. So how many? 7,000? I don't know. Okay. Their herdsmen ran away and reported it in the city and the countryside. And the people came to see what it was that had happened. And when they came to Jesus and saw the man who had been demon-possessed sitting down, clothed, in his right mind, the very man who had previously had the legion, and they became frightened. So when the people saw that the man who had all those demons, who was crazy and was breaking chains and cutting himself, and he was dressed and quiet and acting normal, they all became frightened. Those who had seen it described to them how it had happened to the demon-possessed man, and all about the pigs. And they began to beg him, as in Jesus, to leave their region. And as he was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed was begging him, as in Jesus, that he might accompany him. And Jesus did not allow him. But Jesus said to him, "Go home to your people and report to them what great things the Lord has done for you, and how he had mercy on you." And the man went away and began to proclaim in Decapolis what great things Jesus had done for him. And everyone was amazed. So, this man had legion, and he was restored. Did it say? Let me see. Let me go back here for a second. Jesus saw the man. Okay, they saw the man who had been demon-possessed sitting down, clothed, in his right mind. So, was it just the demons that got sent out and he was in his right mind, or did his mind need to be restored? Either way, so that's good that the demon-possessed person was restored to a normal human being who longed to be with Jesus. And I also want to note that as soon as the legion, the man who was definitely obviously being controlled by all these demons, saw Jesus, that he ran up and bowed down before him. So the demons did bow down before Jesus. And that's something else that I had noted in there. Like, when you think about some of the most evil people can be hiding in the church. Well, that's what they do, and it's like, well, how do they go to church and fake it and all that? Well, the demons bowed down to Jesus right there in the Bible. So that doesn't mean that they're not demons and they're not evil just because they bow down to Jesus. That's all I'm saying. And so that's just a lot. That's a lot that I noted in just half of Mark chapter 5 that stood out, that I thought about today. So I wanted to share that. The rest goes on about the woman who had bled for like 12 years and touched the fringe of Jesus's garment and was healed, because she had so much faith. So, and some other things. So I'm just gonna end there, and I just hope you guys all have a beautiful week. And I will see you next time. Love you.